depths of my soul, feeling the loss of control in a spirit so colorful. If you feel it, then let's go home to a place where you belong. Give you strength to carry on. Open your heart, set your mind at ease. Live your life and you'll be free. We're gonna rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise. Rise, rise, rise. Keep on rising, rise, rise, rise.
Take me home to the banks of the riverside. Take me home to the place that I call mine. It's a place I love best. Yes, it's better than the rest. Take me home to the banks of the riverside.
Good evening. It's Monday night, and it means it is the first ever Rumour Mill show. So far tonight, I've got Peter, I've got Billy, and we've got Stato Steve, because he's going to be bringing all the stats about the players that are apparently coming to the club. Baz is running a bit late from work, but he will be joining us very shortly. Good evening, chaps.
Good
Evening.
all.
How we doing?
Good,
Yeah,
good.
not too bad.
Yeah,
Very
Billy's
good.
got his pint. This is
Love it,
kind
love
of
it down the
like...
pub.
Yep, this is just kind of like a table around a pub having a conversation about what we think about all the possible signings, possible rumours going around at the club at the minute. Billy's got his pint. I've got me Lucozade and me travel mug of coffee. Any drinks from you, Pete, tonight in your big Metallica mug? Or just water?
Juice and water, yeah.
That's basic for you, isn't it? How for you, Steve? Or are you just going teetotal?
No, I've got some water myself behind me phone, so I've got some water myself.
The pub's not making much money on beer tonight. That's a certainty. Billy, you'll have to drink for all of us, mate.
Oh, I think that could be a distinct possibility, yes. I'll try that.
Yeah. Right, well, before we go into the rumours, we may as well just discuss Saturday's game. It was a very, very different approach from Newcastle United, as we all know. It was much more attacking, much more possession, much more shots, but there was still the major problem. Billy, we'll start with you. I mean, you know, great going forward. We looked dangerous every time we came forward, playing the three up front. We'll come on to Joelinton shortly, but the defence, Billy, is a shambles, isn't it? It really is a shambles. And the goalkeeper.
I think the defence would look a lot better with proper defenders on the wide side of the defence. The failure to stop crosses getting in and the failure to mark people at the far post cost us on 2 occasions. 2 proper fullbacks would have stopped those things happening. And the goalkeeper, the less said about him, the better. I mean, if Dubravka's playing, we probably win that game 3-0, 3-1. So, centrally, we looked at a bit of a shambles at time, but you're not going to have, if you haven't got the confidence of your goalkeeper behind you, I think you're going to struggle. I think the lack of I've seen quite a lot of criticism for Lascelles and Clark, but I think Shah was as bad as any of them. I think he was just as bad. But get Dubravka in, push him 10 yards further up the pitch, and I think we'll look a better defence.
I can see Peter smiling because I watched his player ratings video, and I think he's going to disagree with you on that.
I thought it was the better out of the two.
Yeah, I don't think he did too bad. Listen, you've got to take the consideration as well. He's hardly played in the Premier League.
Well,
Exactly.
I mean, he's got to get up to speed in the Premier League. He's certainly got to do that.
A lot more games.
Yeah, so it'll take a while, I think. But I would rather have Fernandez alongside Shah. If he's going with 3 at the back, then obviously Lascelles, because he's club captain, he'll play. But if he has Fernandez and Shah alongside him, I think we've got a different defence.
Clark out.
Yeah, but Billy, you're right in some aspects, talking about the goalkeeper. If, our centre-backs aren't playing very well as it is, they're going to be even worse when you've got a goalkeeper who is so indecisive as what Darlow was. I mean, Stephen, you were there, I believe. Not that you came and said hello, but never mind.
I couldn't find you anyway, so I waited so long, and I needed the toilet, so I had to go.
I didn't actually get to the club shop before the game. I was late getting in because of the bloody traffic. I mean, Darlow, Steve, so indecisive. The first goal, I can't actually explain what he was doing for the first goal. His angles were terrible. He was facing the wrong way to where the ball was, and it just seemed sponge hands. The second goal, yes, it was curling away from him, but he should have made a difference. He should have come out and gave that player a bit of hassle, let him know he was there at least. And the third goal, had he come out and smothered the ball the first time, Brentford don't get that goal because it's gone. He came out, stopped, went again, and because of that, he didn't get the ball. And then he's looking around like a bloody Teletubby, looking where the hell the ball is. And obviously, it goes over the other side of the box and then deflecting off Lascelles. Bob's your uncle another goal. I mean, he's got to come back to Dubravka, hasn't he, Steve?
Oh, of course he has. I mean, like you say, Darlow's too indecisive. I mean, the build-up to Brentford's third goal, I thought, if he just comes and smothers that, like you say, Brentford don't score that goal, and we could end up, we've gone on to win the game 3-2 or something like that.
Yep.
But yeah, Dubravka has to be back for me. You get a lot from Dubravka, and just being a goalkeeper, he organises the defence, he can come and claim balls, he can bark orders to the defenders where they should be, he can, like you say, he's a presence, even though he's a goalkeeper, and Darlow doesn't have any sort of that. Darlow just seems to go to shit when Dubravka's fit. He seems to lose his confidence a bit, and he doesn't play well. He knows Dubravka's breathing down his neck and knows he's going to be out the team anytime soon when Dubravka's fit. So he needs to come back for Arsenal for me.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure Eddie Howell has seen that as well.
Yeah, definitely. He'd have been watching very closely. Peter, obviously you disagree with Billy about Fabian Schär. But, I watched your player ratings and I can't disagree with you, to be honest. I mean, your ratings were pretty fair. But the two players that stood out by a mile was I can't believe I'm saying this, Jonjo Shelvey, who, by the way, I'd just like to say, at the NUFC Matters Christmas party, I bought a framed signed Jonjo Shelvey shirt for 150 smackers. So that's going to the food bank, by the way. I didn't, it was going to a good cause, the money. So I'm just looking for somewhere to hang that. And, of course, Joelinton, Pete.
Wow, yes, I could believe that. What a game he had. I mean, his hold-up play was brilliant again. He was tracking back to win the ball. And that shot he had on his left foot, I mean, you thought, expect him, is he going to blaze that over, make it a powder puff where keeper's going to gather it? But no, he thought, right, look what the coaches have been working with me in training. Now's the time to get me foot through that, aim for the bottom corner, and he simply did that fantastically well.
Yeah,
but hopefully.
Can you email Barry the link? He's saying to me on Twitter.
It's on Twitter. It's in the group.
I know it is, but he wants you to email it for some reason. Is it possible?
No, I haven't got my email open either. Tell him to get his lazy ass into the chat on Twitter, into the message thing on Twitter.
His message below it. Can you email the link, please, Barry? Blah 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 blah. And it's the thing's right above it when he said it.
Well, tell him to click right above it. Is he for real? I can't mail it. Eh, dear me. Anyway,
I'm not saying it's stupid.
Bazza, just say, even first of all, just want to pay my respects to Sam Johnson, who sadly lost his life following an accident yesterday. He followed the Toon home and away. I heard about that. Condolences to the family and friends of Sam. That's absolutely awful. But hopefully he'll look down and give us some good results in the future. But so sad. So our heart goes out to the family. It really does. So sorry to hear about that. Susan, Evening Julie, was lovely to meet you both on Friday. Yeah, Susan is now a mod. So God help us. Right, we'll go into the rumours a little bit now because I'm sure this is one of the players that Stato Steve has got information on. We've got, would you like to see Divock Origi at Newcastle, and do you think he would be an improvement? Billy?
As a backup, perhaps, and I think he might work in a 2 up front, but he certainly wouldn't be replacing Callum Wilson there. But yeah, I'll take him as a backup and as a second forward in a 4-4-2.
It's clear that really Dwight Gale's not going to get an opportunity, is he?
No, I think
it's basically obvious. What information do you have on Mr. Origi, Steve?
To be honest, I haven't done any stats about him. I've just done the
He's
list.
been one of the rumoured players for months. Right, okay.
I've done nothing, but he didn't say. He just said on the ones that he put on the chat. I've got a lot about 7 on here. I'm not Origi down.
That's fine. I think Barry's having problems with his computer, judging by that comment.
I've just emailed him it.
All right, cool. Right, we've got vacancy. I'm happy for Steve Bruce. I want you to be our next Man United manager, the great manager and best manager in the world. You will get us top and everything. Love you, Bruce. I mean, dear God. Interesting. Latest from Hoffenheim fans is that there's still more to come from Joelinton. Julie says, I'm good. How are you? PS4 Horsemen back. Yeah, that'll be next week on Barry's channel and Billy's channel on World of Sport TV. Good evening, Jace. Hope you're well, buddy. Thanks for reaching out the weekend, mate. I really appreciated that. I'm good. There's comments going on there. Welcome. Great to meet you on Friday. Oh, here he comes. Baz, what the hell, man?
Oh, great. Now the volume's not even in the friggin'...
We can hear you.
Yeah, having a meltdown. The computer's just logged me into my other account on Twitter, which means I can't see my main account, which is in the group chat where the link is, and I can't copy the link to send it as an email, and I'm having a fucking nightmare.
Okay, that's fair enough. Apart from that, how are you?
I'm trying. Right, where there?
He's having a Sinclair, isn't he? That's what we're going to call this. Anyone that kind of get logged on is having a Sinclair.
Did anyone see what John called Wilford in the chat today?
Oh, God, yeah. Go on, you may as well tell everybody, Billy.
He must have had a spell check on because he called him Winifred.
Winifred, I know. I don't think Wilfred picked that up, though, did he?
No, I
don't think he did. It's funny. Right, Steve.
Tell me they're not connected on there. Off.
Steve,
can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you, Barry.
We can hear you.
Barry. What's this? Oh, he's gone again. Right, who's the first player you've got on your list, Steve?
Nathan Ake.
Oh. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Ake. I mean, he has been rumoured to be Newcastle to be interested. Before we get the stats on him, Steve, Peter, Nathan Ake for you?
Not for me. I don't think he's played enough games for Manchester City.
No.
He's never going to play a lot of games for City. He's never going to play. He's never going to be a regular starter for City with Diaz and obviously Stones and their best defender. So he's...
No, but
are you there now? Are you with us, Barry?
We can hear you.
Right. You sound like you're all in slow motion.
Oh
my God.
Baz, I'll knock you off. Get yourself sorted. Jesus wept. He's having a mare. Ake, Peter, you were saying, we were talking about, Man City, fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a great move for him, if I'm honest. I
No,
think he
it
saw
wasn't.
the money
He's
rather
barely
than the
played.
team.
I remember the game we played against him last season at home. He was terrible.
He was rank bad. He was
that bad, yes.
Yeah. Billy, Ake for you?
I think he'd work with a Tarkovsky or Cody. I don't think you can play the two Cody and Tarkovsky together.
Yeah.
Because I think you need a bit of pace. Running games for Ake, I think he's a good player.
Mm-hmm.
He's not Man City quality, obviously. He's their fourth choice, and rightly so.
Yeah.
But I think he'd be okay for us. Yeah, I would be interested in Nathan Ake as a centre forward to go alongside a leader and stopper, definitely.
Yeah, well, he is a centre back. I mean, the question we have to ask ourselves is when we talk about these rumoured players coming into the club, now Steve's gone. What on earth is going on in the Northeast? He's our start man. Anyway, the stuff about sort of Ake is that, is he better than what we've already got? Because that's what we have to judge these players on. Are they going to come into the team and make a difference? And for me, Ake for me is another Lascelles. I'm sorry, it's just the way I see things.
He's got pace, hasn't he?
Yes, I can hear you properly.
Yay, Stephen! What the hell happened, man?
I couldn't get logged in on my laptop. Twitter was on a mare, so I had to go through my phone. But
I've had the same problem with my laptop.
Jeez.
Something's obviously
I had
going
to
on
update my laptop so it'll work. That's why I had to log through my phone to start off with, because he was having a mare on my laptop. So,
Oh my God, it's
I'll
all
probably
over
have to
the show.
update mine as well then.
Anyway, Stato Steve, what information do you have on Nathan Ake?
well, he played for Chelsea, played for Bournemouth, and now he plays for Man City, obviously. He's 26-year-old. He's a centre-back. He's made 159 appearances in his career over his club he's been at. He's had 35 clean sheets,
Yeah.
6 assists, 13 goals.
That's not bad.
Tackle success, 63%. Shots blocked, 21. Accurate long balls, 276. Yellow cards, 19. Red cards, only 1 in his career so far. And he's made 109 fouls in his career.
Quite an interesting stat, the goals he scored.
Barry, would you have Ake?
For his legs, yes.
See, but that gives it away. When we tend to sort of say, "Would you have?" and there's a big delay.
I know.
Because I'm the same. People say to me, Nathan Ake. I did it when he was mentioned. When I asked Steve who his first player was on his list, and he said Nathan Ake, and I'm like, but I think he's another Lascelles personally. He's got the legs, but is there a better centre back out there that we could get who's got legs and is a good defender?
He had a good game yesterday, though, didn't he? Against, I know they were only playing Everton and they were a depleted team, but he seemed to play well.
I guess so. But for me, it's a no. Peter?
Not for me.
No for you. Billy?
Yes.
See, no, I'm not having it. How long did it take you to answer that?
I'm 80% yes.
Baz?
50-50 on him.
50-50. And Stephen?
It was Baz, 50-50.
So
He's a good
that's
international, so he can't be that bad, can he? And then I say that, and then I think, well, so's Dally Blind. So
Yes.
maybe.
Exactly. So there's 2 yeses there.
So is Maguire.
No, there's actually 2 no's, 1 yes, and 2 halves. So it's
Yeah.
basically a no. So there you go. Before we go on to the next player to be linked, we've also got this strange little thing today, which was Brucey to Man United.
Yes.
I've never laughed so much in my life.
That is a very interesting rumor because there's so many. It did start when I first read that. I must admit, I thought that was just something on social media that was going around, started off by someone, and we know how that spreads like wildfire. But then, sort of the mainstream media started to say it as well.
It's an interim basis, though, isn't it?
It's a yes for me.
It's a yes from me as well.
It's a yes from me.
Yes, for me.
I mean, come on. I mean, there would be
He's
foolish.
seriously delusional if he thinks he's got a 1% chance of even getting that job. He's delusional.
I've got a Bruce Rumour, by the way. I've got a Bruce Rumour off
Okay.
the streets.
Off the streets,
He-
this
he-
one, is it?
You know he's had his teeth in, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he applied for a job with Subbuteo for their World Cup tournament to be their floodlights as a smile. Now,
He could stand at one end and Sinclair could stand at the other and both smile.
This was his thinking, see?
That is,
You got
that
the
is
reply from Subbuteo. Thank you for your application, Mr. Bruce. Unfortunately, the answer is no, not bright enough. And that could be the answer to any of his CVs, couldn't it?
Oh, poor Mr. Bruce. Poor Mr. Bruce. Paul says, call it 3-4-3, but it's 5-4-1. Defence was god-awful, and Darlow, despite being decent last year, was shocking again. But on the whole, we do have a team that tries, and that's what we want. I don't think it was a 5-4-1, Paul. I'm
It
sorry.
wasn't a 5-4-1. It was, like I said, 3-4-3.
You look at when
And we
Brentford
did
had a goal
actual
kick.
pressing in the game, which I was very surprised with. We did actual pressing, and when we went 2-1 down, Steve Bruce team would have said to his team, "Well, just see if we don't concede a third," but we kept our heads up and we kept going to try and get back in it straight away, and that's what I loved.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I don't know how Maxi ran so fast, given the amount of bandages he had on Saturday. I mean, what is the shit with that, guys? I mean, is he sort of auditioning for the next Mummy film? I mean, he just had, like, you couldn't see his legs for bandages. His arms were bandaged up. It's just crazy. I mean, but
hey, see the video where they say giving a fan a £12,000 watch.
Yeah. I'd love to be able to buy a fan a £12,000 watch. It must be nice.
Do you know what it is? He's probably wearing all those bandages from all those fans trying to grab him while he was speeding past them at the training ground.
Yeah, at the training ground. I know. Ooh, that got a bit interesting, didn't it? Peter Furbank, thank you very much for the super chat, matey. Would love to see Bruce when we play United in the away dugout. The scenes would be crazy. Could you imagine that?
No,
it could happen. It's just an interim basis, but
I know. But
really
would Man United take the risk on Steve Bruce, though, Barry? Seriously,
he's a club legend, isn't he?
But he's a pathetic manager.
Exactly.
Well, we know that, but they don't know that yet.
But they want Pochettino's then first choice.
Exactly. But according to the media, Steve Bruce did a very good job, and that's all the Man United people need to know. Let's just keep banging that drum for them.
Yep. I mean, we fully support Man United. Glazers, if by any chance one of you is watching this Rumour Mill show, please, he's a fabulous man, fabulous manager, and he will
get. It's just a shame he was sacked from Newcastle, though. It was such a shame he got sacked from Newcastle, man. It was devastating, though, wasn't it? Absolutely devastating. You didn't see it coming at all. Heartbreaking
it was. Scott, good evening. He says, think Joe needs praising after Saturday's game. Best game I've seen him playing in black and white. What a performance from the lad. Yep. Certainly was.
Brilliant.
Wilson still needs balls in behind when he makes those runs. I don't think Wilson was. He had one header in the first half just wide of the post before we actually took the lead. But then he wasn't in the game.
He was quite quiet, I thought.
Yeah.
To be fair, between Joelinton, Wilson, and who else was playing? Come on, help me out, guys. Maxi. Between them, they have 17 shots between them.
I know.
That's incredible for a Newcastle side.
23 shots and 9 on target, 52% possession.
What's that?
Joelinton assisted on about 14 of those chances, by the way. I'd just like to say that. I mean,
he was brilliant. John Joe Shelby was fantastic as well.
Yes,
There's a little clip going around Twitter where he lost the ball, won the ball, lost it, won it,
and then fired it to Maxi. Yeah.
And that's what we've been missing.
Exactly. We know he can do it, but it's now consistency with Shelby. And are we going to see it with Eddie Howe? I think we will. Because I don't think Shelby dare take his foot off the gas because he knows that Eddie Howe can be ruthless.
He will be ruthless.
But he's got to be. Matthew says, I'd definitely take Origi. Don't think he'd get ahead of Wilson, Mike. No, he wouldn't. But as Billy said, he's a good backup. But unfortunately, we don't have any stats on Origi. Stephen.
I didn't know. All right. I wasn't told to put. If somebody had said Origi, I would have looked at Origi. All right.
Stephen. It's called jogging, mate. Chill.
I know. I'm not laughing yet. I know.
William says, no way Liverpool let Origi go when Salah and Mane go to the African Cup of Nations.
Fair comment.
Right. Who's next on your list, Stephen?
Riyad Mahrez.
Now then.
Right. See, this is an interesting one because he's in and out of Man City, isn't he, as a team, and he's very direct, isn't he? So let's hear the stats and let's see if we're obviously we're all going to say yes to taking them, but let's hear the stats anyway.
Go on then, Stephen. Let's hear them.
Right, he's played for. He come from Le Havre in France, I think. Then he went to Leicester. Then obviously went to Man City, and he's 30-year-old. He's a right winger. He's made 234 appearances in his career. 68 goals. His shooting accuracy is 42%. He's had 47 assists. His goals per match is 0.29%, whatever that means. His goal with his right foot is 10. Goals with his left foot is 53. He scored 8 penalties, 7 yellow cards and no reds in his career, and 233 tackles and 150 interceptions.
bit surprised to see him put himself about, to be fair. But when you play Man City, he's high press, isn't it? And that's where
he's got no choice because Guardiola won't settle for anything less, will he?
Exactly.
Riyad Mahrez, Peter, do you think he's somebody that you could see in a black and white shirt?
I wouldn't mind him at the club, but again, I don't know if he'd be one of those players. I don't think he would come. That's the thing.
Is that? But are we? I mean, generally we're talking about rumours for maybe January or next summer. But I think for someone of Mahrez's stature to come in, maybe we need to be in European football. But I mean, how old is he? Did you say, Stephen?
30.
30.
That's why I think it could be a possibility, because you get a big payday from us, won't he? And maybe he's near the end of his contract at City.
Yeah.
And he's got links to the owners, hasn't he?
He has.
So
I think that's why the rumor came around in the first place, isn't it? That he had links to the owners.
And
which
they want
isn't
a
a bad
marquee
thing.
signing, don't they? He could be that marquee signing.
Definitely. Paul says Baz looks nothing like Dickie Davies. What time is it on Baz's channel? It's on. He's talking about the Horsemen. It's back
next Monday, mate.
Next Monday at 8 o'clock. But don't worry, you'll get plenty notice. Jason says, "How's the Baz of Sinclair? Did you say?" Jesus Christ!
Hey, I've got a bone to pick with Jason. Did you see my tweet? Oh, you wouldn't have seen it, Paul. Jesus, he downed all tools yesterday, half time in the Leeds Spurs game. He literally said, "End the season now. We might as well be relegated. Leeds are frigging winning. I just give up." I was just like, what? You're kidding me, aren't you? There's still 45 minutes to play, and it's one more game. We just drew against Brentford. We said if we get 7 points in the next 5 games, we'll be happy. And he comes out with things like that. I was just, come on, Jason, sort yourself out, mate. And he hasn't messaged me back since, so I think I upset him.
Oh, bless his heart. He'll be fine, man. He'll be fine.
But don't down tools, mate, just because it's half time. And look what the score was in the end. Spurs won it.
Exactly.
Like they were going to win that game anyway.
Exactly. Billy, Riyad Mahrez.
Obviously, it's a yes, but again, would he want to join a relegation scrap? Although, to his credit, he has actually been in a relegation scrap with Leicester, hasn't he? So it's not something he's unknown to him. And the money obviously helps. So I think it could be a goer. I'll see plenty of reasons why it wouldn't be a goer, but there are reasons why it would be. So, you know, it's a feasible room, isn't it?
It's certainly an interesting one. Definitely. I mean, I'd have him in a shot, and I think he could be somebody that, you know. Can you imagine Mahrez on one side and St. Maximin on the other? I mean, Jesus
scary
Christ.
that, isn't it?
Jesus Christ. What a forward line.
Mahrez can score goals as well, where Maxi lets himself down a little bit, you know, in the final third at times. You know, Mahrez has got an eye for goal, and he's not afraid to shoot, and that's something. I mean,
St. Maximin is definitely one of the most frustrating players in the world. But then again, Ginola was as well. You know, Ginola was like that. I mean, there was a couple of times where Maxi could have played Richie in to cross the ball, and he failed. What's up, Baz?
Did you watch Time of Celebrity last night with Ginola?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, he was fabulous. He was doing this task, and he had his hand on the ground, and he was trying to get a spanner from another bird, and looked in her eyes and went, "I've got my finger in the hole."
Oh, Jesus Christ. I know that Ant and Deck have been just calling him legend all the time instead of his name, so I thought they might. Anyway, Riyad Mahrez, Baz, yes or no?
Oh, hell yes.
Stephen?
Yes, I would take Mahrez, yeah.
That is a resounding yes to Mahrez, so there you go. That means Mahrez will be signing in January for Newcastle United, because all 5 of us have said so. Elite Salesman says Sven Botman, young and experienced defender, League One winner with Lille. Is he on your list?
Sven Botman. It's Sven Botman, not Bortman.
Yeah, well, whoever, yeah.
Yeah.
Is he on your list?
No, he's not on my list. Never heard of him.
List. We move on. Matthew says Van de Beek in January on loan. Is he on there, Stephen?
He is.
He must be.
Yes.
He's on my list. He doesn't have very good stats for Man United.
Well, he won't. His stats for Man United are currently how warm he keeps the seat.
He scored Saturday.
Mind you, he played brilliantly when he came on as well, and I am really, really gutted that sacked Ollie for that one reason.
Yeah.
Is in January, a new manager, he might not be for sale anymore.
Yeah, that's the worry.
Could be Steve Bruce, though, so he might be for sale.
Yeah, even Steve Bruce. Yeah, he'd just sell everybody. Stephen, give us the stats on that you got on Van de Beek then.
Well, he's 24-year-old. He's plays centre midfield. He's made 22 appearances at Manchester United. He's assisted 1. He's scored 2. And his tackle success is 67%. That's all I could find on Donny van der Beek.
Really?
Wow.
I have to sack you, Stephen.
That's a bit harsh, Baz. Jesus. Listen, guys, if you are enjoying tonight's show, please do, as usual, hit the like button for me. I know the usuals will be spying on the channel and dropping the dislikes, but, you know, it helps. So do hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please do consider subscribing. If you'd like to donate to the channel, super chats are open, like Peter's already done tonight. So just hit the dollar sign at the bottom of the live comments, and it will take you through to a payment method there. And also, please go and subscribe to World of Sport TV, because obviously it's a partnership now on a Monday between this channel and World of Sport TV. Link to the channel is down in the description. Click on that and go and subscribe to them. And also, the other two guys have channels as well. PD Proudlock is as it says in big writing above his head there. And Stephen, yours is, I believe, One Newcastle.
It is. Yes.
There you go. I'll put their links down in the description as well, now that I know who's actually on the show. So I'll put their links at the end, so go and subscribe to those two as well. Brilliant Newcastle channels. World of Sport TV has everything on there, from cricket, golf, boxing, Formula One, you know, whatever sport. UFC, I believe, as well, Baz. Boxing, UFC kind of stuff.
No UFC.
No
you had
UFC,
then it disappeared. Look, there's a like. Boom.
Hey. So get liking, get subscribing, guys. So is it a yes, Peter? Van der Beek?
Let's talk about him a little bit first. Let's talk about.
I know, but what is it to talk about Van der Beek? We haven't seen him enough, though. I mean, what do we talk about? The way he looks when he's on the bench, his hairstyle, what coat he's wearing, his tracksuit.
Use some stats when he played for Ajax. If you want to, I've got 3 stats when he played for Ajax.
Yeah, that's what we want to hear, Stephen.
Hit me, Stephen.
He had 118 appearances for Ajax. He scored 23. No, he assisted 23 and he scored 28.
See, that's incredible.
Yeah,
that's what an assist and a goal, maybe every 3 games.
Yeah.
And he's the player. If Shelvey's not going to be consistent, he's the player we should target in January to replace Shelvey with. He's good age as well. You know, if we stay up, he could help push us towards that top 8. That's if he's up for the challenge.
Yeah, but it now all depends on who comes in at Man United and whether if he gets regular in there, we got no chance, have we? So
so frustrating.
Yeah, it's annoying. Matthew says Tamori in January alongside Cody would be class. Ginger says, do you need glasses, Paul? No. Ake is a top defender. Why else did Pep sign him?
Because he was because he was young, brung over from Holland, and he was part of that, you know, really dodgy thing where you bring them over early enough, they're still part of your, you know, citizenship thing, so you get away with it.
Very true. Very true. Might need a left back. Richie isn't good enough. We've got a left back sitting on his backside doing nothing.
Had a great game for Ireland, didn't he? Yeah,
fantastic. And we've also heard from Paul Dummett today saying he's coming back in December. Now, I'm struggling to see how Dummett gets fit that quick, to be honest, because he's every time he steps on the training pitch, he's injured again. So I think I don't know about that. But if Dummett's fit, he's certainly the best defender at left back. I'm not just sure about going forward, but he's definitely a defender
going forward.
But we need somebody that can bomb down the wing, whip balls in, just like Jamal Lewis was doing for Norwich before he was bruised. Okay, Stephen. Next on your list of lovelies,
James Tarkovsky of Burnley.
Right. We'll start with you, Peter. What do you think of Tarkovsky?
Rate him very solid centre back. I must say. I know he's been linked with other clubs previously, but Burnley did want to let him go.
Yeah.
This might be the possibility. Other clubs will come in and Burnley will start accepting offers this time. But I would definitely have him.
Yeah, I mean, look, Burnley have already... they're going to sell him in January because they're not going to let him go for nothing in the summer, are they? So I think he is probably, if we're interested, there is this just social media talk, or is it real that we're interested in him? That's Billy.
I'd say it was real, you know. I'd say it was real. We are interested in him.
Billy, what do you think? I'm
not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. He's got the leadership qualities. He's tough and uncompromising. But year in, year out, he's part of a defence that lets in lots and lots of goals. And through the middle, him and me. Of the two, I prefer me, I'll be honest.
I think Ben Mee's a better defender as well. I agree.
And if I was given the choice between someone like Tarkovsky and Cody, I'd take Cody every day of the week.
Yep. I mean, he's my number one favourite. I really... I mean, Ginger, yet you want Tarkovsky and he's shite. I do not want Tarkovsky, thank you very much. I've always been a fan of Connor Cody. Listen, Ake alongside Cody, maybe that would work. I think that's a good centre-back pairing. But if he's going three at the back, then Shah, Cody, Ake. Stephen's on another... Oh, we've lost with Statman again.
He's the Statman.
Matthew says, surely we could get Tomori for Milan for 40 million.
Maybe.
That would be a bold move. Good evening, Rainey. Hope you're well, mate.
The Tarkovsky thing is very interesting because, like you say, they could lose out with him for nothing in the summer. But I've heard Burnley are willing to keep a hold of him and let him go for free because they know they're in a big relegation battle and they don't want to lose him. So there'll be a little bit of a battle to get him in January. It might cost a little bit more than what they'd want to sell him for. But we need someone who can shore our defence up, don't we? We need someone who's a bit no-nonsense at times. And he is the man, isn't he? So have we got any stats on him, Steve?
My internet went off. I didn't quite hear what was going on.
All right.
We need some stats on Tarkovsky, mate.
He's made 170 appearances for Burnley. He's had 46 clean sheets. He's scored 7 goals. He's got a tackle success rate of 60%. He's made 14 block shots. He's made 530 accurate long balls. He had 34 yellow cards, no red cards, 3 assists, made 906 clearances and made 685 ball recoveries.
Not bad, is it? I mean, look at the numbers. This is why the numbers I love numbers because that makes him sound probably a lot better than what you think he is. Potentially.
Barry's the Rachel Riley of the show, isn't he? Bloody, I love numbers.
It's a numbers game.
3 off the top and 4 off the bottom, please, Rachel.
It's the only
Jason
thing I was
says,
good at in countdown.
oh, Jesus. Now, lads, Bruce will get them a championship at Man United. Sorry, I mean in the championship. Great signing for them. We Paul says Bruce to Man United would be comedy gold, better than the Mackems crying.
I don't know about that.
Now, one right back that I have seen linked, but you got to take with a pinch of salt, is the right back from Brighton, Lamptey.
I would love him, Lamptey. That would
be an amazing signing.
Can't see it though.
Do you think if we went to, I mean, how much realistically, Billy, do you think he's worth?
Sorry, Lamptey's only young. I'd happily spend 40-50 million pounds on him.
It's a lot for a right back, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but Barry, we're the richest club in the world. It's pennies.
Yeah,
it's pennies.
You got to think of FFP a little bit.
There'll be sell-on value with him now. I mean, when he gets into his peak, he's not near his peak yet. You can be selling him
would
twice
we sell
that.
anyone? We are now the richest club in the world. We don't sell.
Yeah, but I'm saying if the worst comes to worst, and if we were to get relegated, you'd make profit on Tariq Lamptey. He's a young lad. 40-50 million quid.
Is he back from his injury yet?
Yeah. He's played the last 4 or 5 games.
Interesting.
I would have said maybe 30, 35 to be fair, but yeah.
Brighton but Barry, you've got to remember that
I know.
they're going to bump the prices up, aren't they, when we go for players?
Yeah, true.
Archie says, breaking news, Man United have announced Steve Bruce as gaffer until the end of the season. His coaching staff are Tinky Winky, Mr. Blobby, Scooby-Doo, and his assistant manager, Helen Mirren. I
It was
don't
a
actually know where
pleasure
Helen Mirren
meeting
came from.
Archer again on Saturday. You actually looked very, very smart for Archer.
He
didn't
did. He did. He looked very smart on Saturday. He did. I have to say. Paul says the cabbage at Man United, you couldn't make it up. If we don't beat Norwich and Burnley, then it's looking really bad. And that's going to be the problem, isn't it? When we talk about these rumours of players coming in, we're going to have an immediate problem as to where we are in the league table. Because if we don't start picking some points up shortly, we are going to be well adrift. You know, we're struggling as it is now. And I mean, I'm gutted we didn't beat Brentford, because I honestly thought that was going to be our first win of the season. And if we hadn't defended so badly, it would have been. So, it's a bit disappointing, but we are trying to be realistic with these signings and say whether, yes, we think they'd come or no, we don't think they'd come. But at the same time, we also have to put into perspective where we are in the league table. And if we're rock bottom, it's going to be so hard to attract anybody really to come for a relegation battle.
I think the thing that players will look at when they come is they'll definitely want a relegation release clause in their contracts, without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
And there'll have to be a reasonable price for them to go as well, not one of these stupid, like, well, you can have a £50 million release clause. Like, they'll be thinking, well, I want a sensible one. If you're buying me for 20 million, I want my release clause to be like 15 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard bargaining.
Definitely. NUFC 2 for Life, good evening. Bruce is an amazing tactician, top notch. Get Man United at the top of the championship. Everyone's giving Steve Bruce a good shout to get the Man United job. Tim says Darlow doesn't give the back instructions or talk to them, and the back four has no confidence in him. It's like we were saying before. If you've got if you're playing
that for months, didn't we?
Yeah, but what we were saying before you had your problems coming on, Baz, was like you've got two central defenders who are not playing well at the minute, and then you have Darlow, who they've got no faith in. That just it just raises the pressure on the centre backs anyway.
Do you not think if the Bradford comes in, then you'll see a different defence because of the confidence and the behind him? It was a solid partnership when he was in goal.
And instruction, and with instruction from behind them, he tells defenders where to be and where to go and who's around. Whereas Darlow's just don't hear a word out of him.
Yeah.
And I'll go back to the Leeds game. The Leeds goal was just that they scored. I'd blame him for that, for not moving with the ball. He should have saved that. But the ball that came in from miles out and didn't even die for it in the end. Yeah, the Rafinha shot. He's cost us points this year. Compare that with the Brentford goalkeeper Raya, who's actually gained them points. So you're talking to two different goalkeepers. One's cost them, one's gained them, and we need to get the Pravka in as soon as possible because he gains us points when he plays. No doubt about it.
It's got to be next game, man. He's got to play against Arsenal.
Yep. If the plan is to have players like City and Liverpool in 4 years, Joelinton isn't a scratch on Mane. Nobody's saying he is, Ginger. But he did look look like a bit of a player on Saturday. We saw a lot more from him than we've seen under the whole Steve Bruce regime.
He was excellent. Absolutely excellent in that first half.
First half especially, you're right, Stephen. He was.
I think the guy sitting next to me was worried about the noises I was making when he did that bit of skill on the wing and he played it down to Willock.
Oh, that was brilliant.
I was literally like, oh, no, where did that come from? Why have we not seen that for the last 2 years?
Yeah, I think a lot of people got out the seats then because they just couldn't believe it. They thought it was Maxi, and then when they realised it was Joelinton, it was like, bloody hell. Taylor says it's the Four Horsemen back. Yes, it's back next week on World of Sport TV, so make sure you subscribe to World of Sport TV. Link is in the description. Get yourself subscribed and you will see the Horsemen return next Monday. Tangy says, I'm sure Ronaldo will love his new position at left back when Steve Bruce is at the wheel. You just know that's going to happen, don't you? That would be hilarious. I mean, can you imagine he's played Bruno Fernandes right back, Ronaldo left back. He'll have Harry Maguire as centre forward. Oh, God, it would be such a laugh. Unbelievable.
Maguire centre forward because the goals he scored for England recently, won't he? You think he is a striker?
Jesus Christ. He was terrible again against Watford. Peter Griffin says Joelinton was fantastic. 2 weeks have been managed correctly by Eddie Howe and shows how poorly he was managed by Bruce. He can be a big player for us. Speaking of Joelinton, I mean, Jason Tyndall came out in the Chronicle today and said how he's going to be a very, very big player for Newcastle United. So
it was weird hearing that, wasn't it?
His work ethic in training's been fantastic. His quality in training's been amazing. And that was seen on the pitch on Saturday. There's no doubt about it. So, they've obviously got big plans for Joelinton. They've seen a player there. And let's face it, Jason Tyndall's a fantastic coach, by the way, and knows a player or two. So, you know, if they're working with him, I mean, they've said they're working with him on the pitch, but also off the pitch. He's studying videos with the coaching staff about where he should be, you know, where to sort of take a touch, where to move. And I tell you what, it came to fruition perfectly on Saturday.
But why have we not seen that for the last don't say Bruce, but why have we not seen that for the last 2 years? Because surely a player can go to his coaching staff and say, right, I want to adapt, I want to be better, I want to do this. Why has he just decided to do it now? That's a little bit frustrating.
I'll tell you what, I've only seen him twice a week before.
Yeah. But you could say, you know, your player Almiron, you're saying the same thing. You're saying he was bruised and he's playing out of position. Isn't it the same for Joelinton, Baz?
Well, yeah, I see your point there. Can't argue against that.
Thank you very much. We'll move on. Stato Steve, who is the next player you have on your list?
Dean Henderson, Manchester United goalkeeper.
Oh, this is an interesting one because Dean Henderson's a very good goalkeeper. Look what he did for Sheffield United.
Yeah, but do we need him?
Well, if you're looking at Darlow as your backup, and
I mean,
Dubravka is getting on a bit now. Remember,
let's decide what we've said before. You know, when we're talking about these rumoured players, are they better than what we have at the minute? And is Dean Henderson better than Dubravka? Because that's what you need to look at the end of the day. Is Dean Henderson going to come in and be happy to be number 2 to Dubravka? I don't think he is. If he's going to move clubs, he'll want to be number 1.
I think he could be on par with Dubravka, to be honest with you. I think he could be. And he's got age on his side as well. So it'll be a headache for Eddie Howe if he did come.
Well,
I think there's a chance he would because he doesn't want to be at Man United. He stalled contract talks because of the way they were spoke about in the summer. Same with Lingard as well.
Yeah. Well, let's Billy, what were you going to say?
I think the fact that we're being linked with goalkeepers, we've seen it with the other the chap in Spain, was it Ter Stegen as well?
Stegen, yeah.
I don't think Dubravka is as fit as what people think he is. I know he's sitting on the bench, but I think there's a worry about whether he can actually get back to being what he was before his injury.
So
and that's why
he went to his country, though, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think it's his kicking. I think it's his distribution from the back that lets him down as well, the same as what Darlow does, especially. Henderson's he's more used to having the ball at his feet than Dubravka and Darlow. So if you look at it from that way, how Howe wants to play his football, he wants to play from the back and build from the back. Henderson would be the better goalkeeper for that.
True. Yeah. What's his stats, Steve?
Well, he's made 49 appearances. He's all career. He's on other Sheffield United. He made 17. He's had 17 clean sheets, 137 saves. He saved 1 penalty. He's punched 20. He's made 24 high claims as I come to get the ball from a corner or across. Yeah. He's made 11 catches. He's made 18 sweeper clearances like coming out from the box and claiming it before the strikers are trying to get on it. Mm-hmm. He's made 172 throwouts. He's conceded 45 goals and he's had 5 yellow cards. And he's made 293 accurate long balls.
Not bad, is it, when you think about it?
Well, yeah, I mean, distribution is a problem that we've had with both keepers, to be fair. I don't think Dubravka's much better at his distribution than what Darlow's been, to be honest. Both have been poor with that. Peter, what do you think, Dean Henderson?
Oh, this is a hard one, I must say. Because I think you would like a backup keeper for Dubravka, because I think Darlow's really going backwards now. I must say, but he wouldn't get a lot of games over Dubravka, would he?
Yeah.
I think I'm 50-50 on this one, I must say.
Fair enough. What the hell was that?
What was that?
Sinclair's on the jukebox.
Jesus Christ. Right, Dean Henderson, I'm saying no. Peter?
No. Yeah.
Billy?
No.
Stephen?
No.
Baz?
I'm the only yes.
Well, you're outvoted. Dean Henderson will not be signing for Newcastle United. Stephen, the Everton fan, celebrating his 63rd birthday today. Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday.
You've had a great day. Tim says, we've got one class keeper at the club. That's Dubravka. The rest are average.
I see Woodman is another one. You don't win the Golden Gloves in the Championship if you're not a good goalkeeper, because that's a hard league to keep clean sheets in. It really is. He just needs that.
He got thrown in the deep end when Dubravka and Darlow were out. And for Newcastle, and he got thrown in the deep end by Bruce. That game against Man United, he was awful. You know, you let Ronaldo, you don't let one of the best players in the world score a tap in, and he did against Ronaldo, and he let one in the second half to retake the lead, didn't he? So, and he had a baptism of fire. Just think he's been thrown in the deep end.
Yep. Ginger says I'd buy 2 centre backs for Farner for 80 million and Tomori for 50 million. Future title winning pair.
Farner's injured though, and he's got a broken leg.
Yeah, he's out for a good while. Good evening, Daniil. Nice to see you on Friday, mate. Paul says hi, Stephen. The watch was £2,000 on Alan Pearson's
12. I saying it was 12, wasn't 12.
I've seen 12. I've seen 12.
I think it was definitely 12.
Okay.
Let's just say he's a lucky bastard for getting a free
exactly. Yeah.
I was stood behind the bloke that got it. I'm gutted. You should think I'm gutted. I was stood behind the bloke who actually got it.
Stephen, we can feel your pain through the headphones.
I know.
Unreal.
It's just enough to say Sam Maximan come over. Right? I've got a video of him coming over to the thing and he's handed over this watch. And when I found out it was a watch, I was gutted because I was stood behind the bloke who got given it.
Straight over his shoulder, me like thank you and run.
Jason's firing back at you here, Baz. I got bones to pick with you too, Baz. I was positive for the Arsenal game, and you shut me down for saying you already wrote it off. Then you say to be positive. Lol. Okay.
I said be positive about staying up, not down in old tools about being relegated already. I wrote the Arsenal game off because I said we're going to beat Norwich and we're going to beat Burnley, and we might get a lucky point against Leicester.
Yeah,
we're a bit their bogey team, aren't we? At their ground, we do all right there.
Where?
Yeah, I think Leicester.
Well, we'll not talk about the couple of seasons ago. Last season was great.
Yeah,
we'll not talk about the 5-1 though. Let's just sort of gloss over that. Mahrez, yes, please, says Daniil. Beek says morning, everyone.
You know, he really could be.
Yeah, just celebrating my 20th birthday with my family. Love the support from you guys. I hope Newcastle stays up and signs some decent players in the transfer window. Happy birthday, matey. A lot of birthdays.
Oh, he's gone again.
Steve. He needs to improve his bloody broadband.
Can't cry about his watch.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's definitely upset about that. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. A lot of people are definitely saying yes to Van der Beek, which is good. Right, Stato, who's next on your list before we lose you again?
John Sinclair style internet problems.
Jesus Christ, I thought he said John Sinclair for the next rumoured signing. Jesus, what?
He'd playing goal though, wouldn't he? He'll whack it away.
Paul says El Mohammadi.
Stefan de Vrij of Inter Milan.
Right. El Mohammadi signing for Man United would be amazing, displacing Ronaldo to right wing back. Go Bruce. Right. De Vries, did you say there, Steve?
Yeah, Stefan de Vries, whatever you call him, de Vrij, whatever you call him.
Right. And you may as well give us his stats before we talk about him.
29-year-old, he's a centre-back. He made 170 appearances for Inter Milan. He's at 9 assists, 16 goals for defenders, not bad. He's had 23 yellow cards and he's had 0 red cards in his career.
He hasn't been sent off?
He hasn't been sent off in his career.
The guy's like a Gary Lineker defender. Bloody Nora. Albert says, I think the rumour mill will be a big hit, Paul. Well done, mate. Well, it's Barry's idea, to be honest. Barry was the one that came up with the idea, so all well done to Barry. I mean, we've got nearly 260 people watching, so thank you very much. Right, De Vries, I mean, Stephen, we'll start with you. I mean, is he a player that you could see playing for Newcastle?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind saying him. I think he's a solid defender, and he's played for Inter Milan for a good few years, and I think he'd be fantastic signing myself. That'd be one of my marquee signings, actually.
Yeah, Barry, De Vries.
I don't know much about him. I've not seen too much of him, but from the stats and from what I've heard from other people, he would be probably better than Tarkovsky and Cody. So it's got to be a yes, hasn't it? And Aki. So
no one's better than Cody.
Just Virgil van Dijk down there at Liverpool.
Exactly. CFC Florida, thank you for the super chat. And he's put a comment there saying, thanks for the great show, boys. Thank you very much, matey. Billy Trey, De Vries, somebody you'd be interested in?
Oh, absolutely. Fantastic defender. 2014 World Cup, he made the World Cup team, the tournament for Holland. Started as a midfielder as well, so he's got the ball playing skills that Dutch midfielders when they start off. That's where they start off in youth football, and that, taught to use the ball properly before having any competitive game. So, as a ball playing defender, I think it'd be an ideal, and he's a great defender at that. Been into for 3 or 4 years. Scores goals too. He scored goals for him, so he's got 7 for them. Yeah, absolutely. If we could get hold of him, it'd be a great signing.
Yeah.
No doubt John Sinclair would poo-poo it because he plays in Serie A. But if we get hold of him,
this is where John Sinclair comes in amazingly. All the things you've come out with.
Jesus Christ. Peter, go on. What about you, De Vries?
Yeah, a defender. Sounds like we could do with someone like him. So 100% yes for me.
Cool. Right.
So
I'll say yes to De Vries as well. So you what, Baz?
He will be signing.
Yep. De Vries will be signing. It may be in January, but possibly in the summer. So get your De Vries printed on the back. Trolls, thank you for the 50 krona super chat, matey. Thank you so much. So it's all 5 of us wanting De Vries, yeah?
Yep.
Makes a change. Yeah.
There you go. This is an interesting one. Ramsey should be a target in January. Now, is he on your list, Steve?
No, I don't. He's not on my list. I just think he's too injury prone. We sat half the time on the injury table. I wouldn't want him. He's just too injury prone for me. I'm not really keen on Aaron Ramsey. I just think he's not my cup of tea, really.
Yeah. Another one which I think should be on your list, Stephen, is Lingard.
No, he's not on my list. No.
What?
This was a list given by a contact who said these are the players that Amanda Stelvey is targeting.
Amanda Stelvey?
Who's Stelvey?
You know who I mean, right? These are the players we're targeting, and Lingard isn't one of them. And I think that's because I think he's off to West Ham.
You know what? Barry is definitely having a Sinclair tonight. There's no doubt about it.
Right, I've got a question for the guys in the background for a bit of a sideshow and a bit of a laugh. It's a good quiz question. Okay. I would like you all to guess in the background who are you talking to? The viewers or the panel? The viewers. The viewers. The background. The viewers. Right. Who is the Champions League top goal scorer for their country? So from their country. So basically, France. Who's the top goal scorer in the Champions League? Who is French? Spanish, Italian, and Dutch. 4 players. Who were the top goal scorers from their respective country in the Champions League?
Ooh. So there you go. Get your answers in the comments. We'll come on to them in about 20 minutes' time when I actually get to the stage in the comments because we've got so many coming in. Daniil says Tarkovsky would be a solid signing. Keith says James Maddison and Connor Cody.
I would love James Maddison, but I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. We need someone like Tomori in January.
I like that name keep coming up.
It does. Is he on your list, Stephen?
Tomori.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is on it, but I couldn't really find any good stats about him, really. I know when he went to AC Milan, I couldn't find any really good stats about him. It started all from his time at Chelsea. I didn't really bother with that. All I know, he's 24, he's centre-back, and he's made 29 appearances for AC Milan since he signed on a permanent deal there. That's all I really could pick up about him.
Interesting. Fair enough. We'll move on. NUFC Shanio says, it was great to see Shelby make his haters quiet. Hopefully we see less of Hayden now too. I didn't really I didn't miss Isaac Hayden on Saturday, mind. I didn't think we missed him. Mind you, I think he should have come on for...
Everybody had a good... Like you say, Shelby had a good game. I mean, I know Willock didn't have a great game, but...
Willock was awful.
I do think that Hayden should have come on when he took Willock off instead of Longstaff.
Longstaff.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, probably should have.
What was he doing?
I mean, he just running around the pitch like a headless chicken. He did nothing in that game at all. Billy's.
I still think Hayden has a big part to play, especially away games when we need to be tight.
Because Hayden's the one you could use to protect the defence as well.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're playing 4 at the back.
Yeah.
Time will tell, guys. Time will tell. Apparently, Mbappe is coming to Newcastle for £6.10. Jesus Christ! I wondered how long it would take. I wondered how long. Paul says, when I picture Rachel Riley in my mind, I certainly don't see Baz.
I hope so.
Keith says it all depends where we are in the league to which players come in. Yeah, we've said that, but we have to talk about them, just to see. Put Elliot Anderson in the first team squad after his hat-trick tonight. Yeah, he banged in another hat-trick.
Yes.
I'd love to see him get his chance. Ginger says, Tarkovsky can't defend for Toffee. Sorry, Baz. He's bad. Burnley League goals, and he's to blame for a lot of them. Why look at trash when our owner wants to be bigger than City?
Because you've got to start somewhere, haven't you? This is the thing.
You have to start somewhere, though. You can't go out and buy, I don't know, you can't buy the best defenders in the world, but in a relegation scrap, you need somebody solid like a Tarkovsky to build a foundation to get you out of it and get your clean sheets every week. So I think if we sign Tarkovsky, I think it'd be a solid signing. Like, even with his stats there, 906 clearances, I think that's brilliant for a defender like him. I think he'd be a solid signing.
No, not for me. Not for Billy either. Billy says no. If Billy says no to no. Billy's like the Simon Cowell.
Billy wasn't keen on Eddie Howe, but he was he turned down, wasn't he?
Listen,
he was
I'm
very
not,
skeptical.
I'm not having a domestic on here between you and Billy saying he didn't want Howe and all that. Like, let's just cool the fire down. The Toon Review fan club, thank you very much for your super chat. Hello, Paul. The identity of the fan club has been uncovered. It has indeed. I know exactly who you are. Thank you. If anybody doesn't know, it's Daniil's son, Keirith.
Oh.
So,
right.
Good lad.
I was actually going to start another Twitter account, but I thought I can't be asked for 4, and I was going to call it "Bring Back the Horsemen."
Oh, for God's sake,
but because we obviously agreed what we did, I just couldn't.
You've got your wishes, Sod. Get on with it. Anyway, Thomas said he would take Zaha. Is he on your list?
No, he's not.
Good, because I don't want him. Barry, if we didn't sell, we would be in League One, says Ginger.
What does it mean by that?
Vlahovic.
He's on my list, but I'd love him at Newcastle. He's not on my list, but I'd love him.
Is he a striker?
Yeah.
Right.
He won't sign a new contract at Fiorentina. I think he wants to leave either in January or the summer. I'd take him. He looks a hell of a striker, and I would love him at Newcastle line.
Yeah, I think you're right.
He linked with Man United today, wasn't he?
Yes, he was linked with Man United. I did see that.
But he didn't seem a Steve Bruce type of player to me, so I can't see him going there.
Oh dear. This is a good one from Hib. Good evening, Hib. Not sure if someone has already suggested this, but love to see John McGinn from Villa in a Toon shirt. He's a good player, mind.
Yeah, he is.
No frills. Probably what we need, actually.
I like what he's done there. Lamptey will brighten up Newcastle. Yeah, that's what he's done.
Yeah. Well done, Damien.
Would you take Mitrovic back?
No.
Baz,
let it go.
No.
Please.
No.
Barry.
Can it do it in the Premier League?
I was glad he left. But is he not maturing now into the player that we hoped he would have been?
Yeah.
He's breaking the records in the Championship. Everyone says, "I love to have."
A bit like a Dwight Gale. He can lock them in the Championship, but he can't do it in the Premier League.
Listen, I think when you talk about Mitrovic, I think, yes, Barry, he's probably matured. But then you see him coming out the tunnel with Serbia in his underpants, running on the pitch, and think he's still a nutcase.
That was great, though. That was great.
That was brilliant. I mean, he used to do that at Newcastle. I remember. I don't know if you guys were there, but it was a couple of years back. We beat Preston 6-0 in the League Cup.
Yeah.
And they started playing the song, that goes along to Meat Rolls on Fire.
Oh, yes.
And he was dancing in front of the Gallagher, and so many people stayed back after the game. It was, I was in the Leazes then, but, I had the whole family with us, and it was amazing. The atmosphere after that game, because
I was there too.
And they were all, the family were coming out saying, "Oh, that was brilliant!" That, and they hadn't been before, and it was just that was superb, but I still think he's a nutter, right? But listen, there's better players we can get than Mitrovic nowadays. We
all
have
the
to.
goals he scored at international level as well. I just think maybe
But he
he
can't
just
do it
came
in
at
the
the wrong
Premier
time.
League for Fulham every time.
The
Fulham
thing is,
down twice.
you're right, Peter. And the thing is, if you look at another player who's banging them in the Championship, Dominic Solanke, who, by the way, was slated when we got Eddie Howe as manager, saying, "Oh, look at that, he paid such and such for Solanke." You know, and then you hear about Bournemouth fans coming on saying, "Yeah, but he bought players for the future of the football club." And now look at Solanke's coming to fruition. But I don't think Solanke is a Premier League striker either. So if Bournemouth were to come up, it'd be very interesting to see if they would keep him next season as their main striker. It'd be interesting. Louis says, someone tell Steve Bruce, according to TripAdvisor, that the best kebab shop in Manchester is Kobida Place or Kabida Place, whatever that is. I'm sure he already knows where the best kebab shop in Manchester are. Keith says Dubravka has to come back. Yeah, exactly. Jason says, speaking of Darlow, did anyone notice he was more concerned with fiddling with his gloves than anything else?
Yes.
Every time I saw him, he kept adjusting them. Just someone get him smaller gloves. Look, it doesn't matter about his gloves. I think he was deliberately doing that.
Twitch for a minute. It's like
he did it more after the first goal went in, as if to say, "It's me gloves, guys. I just lost the ball."
It's hard to get gloves over poppadoms. Let's be honest.
Yeah, he may as well have had poppadoms for hands. You're right. It was just terrible. Right, who's next on your list, Steve?
Marcelo Brozovic of Inter Milan.
Quality player. Go through the stats, Steve.
29-year-old centre midfielder. He's made 283 appearances for Inter Milan.
Yeah.
He's assisted 37 goals, scored 29, 74 yellow cards in his career at Inter Milan.
bit of a hothead.
And 3 red.
Is he another Mitrovic? No,
with better stats.
Because let's face it, guys, the Premier League is very physical, and would he lose his temper very quickly? Our team's going to say, right, this guy's a hothead, get on him straight away.
That's yellow cards that shocked me. 74 yellow cards in his career.
74 yellow cards. How old is he?
29.
Wow. Baz,
Is that just Inter Milan, Steve?
Well,
I think that's in his career.
74 Inter Milan or over his whole career?
Over his whole career.
Well, that's not too bad then. He's played over 400, getting on for 400 games.
One every 5 games, isn't it? So you're going to get a suspension. He's still a quality player, though, isn't he? And with those stats, the assists, the goals, something we're missing from midfield at times, you would take him because we need bodies in. I would definitely take him. So from Watford is another one I said a long time ago we should look at.
Yeah. Peter, what about Brozovic for you?
Yep. Another player we could possibly do in midfield because our midfield looks non-existent at times. It really has proven it this season.
Yeah. Billy?
I'm unsure about this. Do Croatians do well in the Premier League?
Harry, don't you dare slag off Silvio Maric, please. He was one of the greatest strikers to ever grace St James's Park.
Oh, that's my case. There's others.
I was going to say, wasn't there a Ballon d'Or Croatian who played in the Premier League and ended up going to Real Madrid?
Oh man, what was his name?
Modric.
Yeah, he was all right.
But he wasn't a striker though, was he?
No, he's a midfielder.
Was it Sukic? Sukic.
Davor Suker, man.
Davor Suker, that's him.
Yeah, he was great everywhere, but he cracked for Arsenal, wasn't he?
Yeah. Again, I don't think Croatians can handle the Premier League.
Kovacevic at Chelsea ain't really pulled up any trees, has he?
No. Although he's not bad. I wouldn't say no to him, to be fair, for us. But right, Brozovic, Stephen, yes or no?
Yes, I would take him, even though he's he can be a bad-tempered sod. I'd still take him.
Even though out of the 38 Premier League games, he'd be missing for 30.
Yeah, I'd still take him, no?
Fair enough. Baz?
Yeah, I said yes.
Billy?
Just you left.
The no for me.
Peter, you said yes, didn't you?
Yep, I did say yes.
It's a no from me. So is that 3 yeses to 2 no's?
Yeah,
so
3-2.
He'll be signing. That's fair enough. Tim says, here's a talking point. Would you have Richie in midfield as a batty role, grafter and a voice?
Could play. Well, I could see why not. He hasn't got the legs now for a winger, has he?
No.
But he's got the stamina to play in that kind of position. And he's got technical ability, and you can put in a tackle. So
again, though, has he got the discipline? Would he lose his head very quickly playing in the centre of midfield?
Well, everyone in that position always gets yellow cards, don't they? Look at Batty.
Yeah. Listen, Batty was just... I mean, class. Yeah, we love...
So many arguments about him.
He's a legend here. I think he's talking about Joelinton here, Ginger. He fell over twice when he should have scored. I'm sorry, 3 moments of good doesn't make him a world beater.
It was more,
but it's improvement, though.
Oh, wait, Ginger, man. He was the best player on the pitch on Saturday. I'm sorry.
Him and Shelby were man of the match.
Well, Joelinton was better than Shelby. I think Shelby was good, don't get us wrong, but Joelinton was man of the match for me. And the fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter, right? He was in them positions. Yes, I don't think he fell over twice. He
fell over at the very end, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, he tried to cut back on his left, but I believe from what I'm reading, they're starting to work on his right foot as well. So that will come in time. But Jesus Christ, man, give the guy credit. He was outstanding. And I think he actually, Joelinton, listen, everybody knows I've crucified him on this channel. I've crucified him, right? And said he's not good enough and whatever it may be. But I've always said that if a player does well, he gets praised. And I'm sorry, but he led by example for me on Saturday. His work rate, everybody should have looked at him working and thought, right, let's put it in. Let's do it for Joelinton because look at him flying about. Where was Lascelles setting that kind of example? Nowhere. So come on, let's give him credit when it's due.
Thomas says that with his right foot instead of cutting back inside. I don't know why he didn't just rifle it.
Well, look, that'll come in time. If he's getting coached properly now, that's what we have to do. Urban says, Cody, you guys are deluded. You will end up with panic buys and over-the-hill players after one last big payday. I don't think that our owners are going to be doing that kind of thing. They will spot one of these people coming a mile away. They'll know who are coming for a payday and who are coming to work for the club at the end of the day. So I'm not even worried like that. Archer says it was great to see Baz last week. What a top lad.
Thanks, Archer.
Kevin says, bring on Brucey Ball to Man United. Does anyone actually believe Bruce would be even thought of by the Man United top brass to go in there as a stopgap? Listen, Man United made... Ollie was a stopgap. Let's not forget that. And he won a few games and they gave him a massive contract. So,
overhyped, wasn't it?
They don't know what they're doing, the Glazers. They're all out of the shop and they need something done with the hair. Stephen Richardson says, thank you, Thomas, for the birthday wishes. Daniil says, Tim, I agree with you there. Richie needs to move into a more central role. It's not a bad shout. He's a similar sort of build as David Batty, isn't he?
Yeah, same height, same temperament.
Yeah.
Not half the player, though, was he? Let's be honest.
No. Stuart says, Joelinton was amazing. He ran out of steam, though, because he ran himself into the ground. Should have come off on about 70 minutes. I agree with that. But that says something when he's grafted his arse off. And people can actually see how much he's grafted to say that he should have come off because he was knackered. But
I have to ask the question, was that the biggest, longest 1-2 we've ever seen at St James's Park between ASM and Fraser?
What a ball from Fraser, though. What a ball.
What a ball from both of them. It was one of the biggest.
But that's what Fraser's capable of, though, isn't it? That's what he's capable of doing. But he's never had the opportunity. Now, you can say, he was injured all the time. Or was that just Bruce being an arsehole? We don't know. It's I don't know. Housemate Aura from Leon and Dean Housemate Aura? That can't be a name.
No,
he can't have a first name.
Awa, yeah.
Correct.
Awa, yeah. Good player. Really good player.
So basically his nickname would be How Are You? Jesus. And Dean Henderson is definitely a step up and could be could be number one for many years. Daniil says Henderson back up to Dubravka. I can't see Henderson moving if he's going to be a backup. Norvik says, are we not chasing the Juventus goalkeeper?
We've been chasing the goalkeeper, though, haven't we?
I don't want Szczesny.
No.
I wouldn't want Chesney either. He flopped at the Premier League, didn't he?
It's Strakosha who left, isn't it? Strakosha, the Albanian chap, plays in Serie A. I can't hear who for.
Right,
That's you.
That's Serie A.
Cesare says Dubravka is still relatively young for a goalkeeper. If he can stay fit, there's no reason why he can't continue to be our number one in our new era. Yes, but he's injury prone, and he's already shown that.
That's the problem with it now.
We have to be bringing players in who have got good fitness records, to be honest. Paul says Henderson is better than Darlow, Woodman and Gillespie. New number one to replace Dubs, I wouldn't mind. There you go. Tyneside update says £50 million to spend in January. Which one player are you buying and why?
No, we aren't spending 50 million in January. I don't buy that at all. No. We've got over 200 million to spend. We're not going to spend 50 million in January. We need to spend more than 50 million. Over 100 million.
We're going to spend in January what we need to spend to get to safety.
Yeah. And 50 million just isn't enough. 50 million is not enough.
One player, though. He was saying on one player. Which
one
if
player.
you had 50 million, who would you sign, basically? If you had one to spunk all your money on, who would it be?
Well, you'd sign Mitrovic, Baz.
We get Mitrovic for 25. I mean, get two players for that. If I was to spunk it on one player, I'd want to see the quality of Mahrez in.
Mahrez for me, that would be a good signing. I think our wings would be fantastic if we had Mahrez and St Maximin. Billy, anybody else spring to mind for 50 million?
I think it's got to be a defender. It's got to be for me. And Cody, probably a little bit less than that. But if we get Tomori, 50 million quid, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Peter?
Yeah, I'm looking rather about the defence as well, because I think we need that strengthened massively. That is definitely our weakest spot. Well, one of the weakest, but I think it's the very weakest now at the moment. So someone, like a Cody.
Yeah, fair enough. Tangy, I cannot believe you've put this, right? Seriously, this is on level 7 Dave scope of
God.
Who to sign. What about Jordan Pickford with ball distribution as a keeper? It might suit Eddie Howe's attacking philosophy.
Right, if you forgot about these,
he would be stoned to death as soon as he came out the tunnel. The Gallagher would crucify him.
He wouldn't even come. Let's face it.
I can't even imagine him in a Newcastle goalkeeper's top walking on like this. Jesus Christ.
I put a picture of the Ben's party on the table. He had loads of dinosaurs on it, and someone said, "You're just missing Jordan Pickford sitting in the middle of the cake."
Tangy, you've had a Sinclair. Simple as that. He kept Sheffield United top 8, then left.
He didn't leave.
He was on loan, that's why.
He was only on loan. Even lads, I'd take Henderson over Dubravka. Fair enough.
It's a big one.
Dave Harrison's replying to Tangy saying that's a bold ask. Bold isn't the word I'd use, Dave, but never mind. Aaron says he'd be happy with Loftus Cheek. Yeah, the king of Northumberland. He gets about, You'll see him on Friday because I'm bringing him with us, Baz, with the extra ticket I've got. So I asked him if he wanted to go. So it'll be a good laugh. Aaron says I'd be happy with Loftus Cheek.
I like Loftus Cheek. He's a good player. But is he someone we're missing? Would he improve the team?
Really?
I think it all depends how Almiron settles in with Eddie Howe, to be honest. I think, we haven't seen what Almiron's going to do yet, whether he's going to work on Almiron the same as he's working with Joelinton.
You think he would?
Yeah, possibly. Stephen, who's next on the list of...
That's my list is done, actually. My list is done.
6 players. Yeah.
Wow.
They were the 6 that...
Well, there was one that was linked today, which I spoke of in my daily news video, which, by the way, you can go and watch on the channel after this show.
I already watched it, Paul. I already watched it.
There you go. So you know what I'm going to say. Harry Winks.
Yeah.
This was from a Tottenham website as well. We'll not mention the newspaper that it was also linked with because I'm not giving them airtime money here. Harry Winks, guys. Peter, we'll start with you.
It's a tough one, isn't it? He's still young. That's the thing.
Jack's
Oh.
saying
Bold statement.
Joelinton for Golden Boot next season. Christ.
No.
No, Billy?
I mean, Harry Winks is one of these players that's played for England, and yet you don't understand why. I mean, I watch him and he doesn't do anything.
Nah,
Uh,
I
Played
agree.
for Spurs.
He's a water carrier. He's he's not
What carrier?
not for me. Not for me.
Just say how you feel, Billy. That's just, you know.
I'll call him a different name to Winks, but that ain't far away from it.
Baz, how about you?
I'd take him as a squad player, but I don't see how he improves the starting 11.
Yeah, it's one of them things you look at saying, "What is he better than what we've got?" And I don't think he is. Stephen?
No, I wouldn't take Harry Winks either. I wouldn't take him.
Fair enough. So that Harry Winks will not be signing for Newcastle United. Sommer from Gladbach, his Swiss hero, saved Mbappe's penalty. He's not a bad goal for him.
That's not a bad show.
Yep. Right. Well, that's the players. Let's move on to director of football, shall we? Because there's been quite a few rumours popping in about who's going to get that job. We've got Jason Wilcox. We've got Ralph Regnick. We've got who's the other guy? Campos. We've got Emenalo. Mark Overmars. There's been a blast. Out of them names, Pete, we'll start with you. Who would you like to see come in? Who's given you the best sort of feeling that they'll do a fantastic job as director of football?
Draw more towards Emenalo.
And why?
I just think some of the players he broke through with Chelsea back at their time, so I think it would be my first choice. Right.
Fair enough. Billy?
Yeah, I echo that. Emenalo, like Pete says, the players he got into Chelsea Football Club. I mean, it's not his fault that the manager at the time didn't play them, the likes of Salah, De Bruyne. And if we can get players of that ilk to come to our club, it can only be a great thing. So Emenalo for me.
Definitely. Julie says, I'm glad Stephen chose a red top tonight. If he'd gone black and white, it would be like one of those magic eyes. Yeah, with the black and white background as well. God, it would be tripping. Barry, who do you want as director of football?
Yeah, I'm the same as the guys, but I wouldn't also mind seeing Overmars just for the fact that he knows all the young players in Holland. And I reckon he could do a fantastic job as well with bringing youth through in the under-23s as well as boosting the starting 11 as well. So him or Emenalo, between them two.
Fair enough. Stephen?
I echo what everybody else said. Emenalo, I would take just for his connections and the players he brought to Chelsea, Salah, De Bruyne, Lukaku. All top players that got on there to have great careers at other clubs as being that. So I would take Emenalo 1,000,000%.
So it's 5 out of 5 for Emenalo because I'm going for him as well. So he will be signing for Newcastle maybe this week. Who knows?
It was meant to be done, man.
It was meant to be done last week. But I think he said he wants it. But then again, they all said they wanted it apart from Overmars, I think. So, it's going to be interesting to see who we do eventually bring in. Ginger makes a good point. We've been linked with Pepe as well earlier a few days ago. I'm not so sure about Pepe, I have to say.
Pepe from Arsenal.
Yeah, from Arsenal, yeah.
2 million wasted money, I think. It cost Arsenal 72 million, just absolute waste of money.
He hasn't really done it for Arsenal. I don't think he has.
Yeah.
Waste of money for me.
Billy, what do you think
about
Pepe?
Of him now.
Exactly, Saka's ahead of him. Way ahead of him. Billy?
Yeah, he can't get a game at Arsenal. He was a great player in France, mind, but they'd want a lot of money for him. They wouldn't want too much less than what they paid for him, so it's a no for me.
Yep. Baz?
One for the future. He's not someone we need right now. But if we signed him, then you'd probably be happy depending on how he flourishes. I just think the Premier League's a little bit too fast for him at the moment. He hasn't matured enough for it. Could be another John Dal Thomason, goes off somewhere foreign and wins the Champions League, and we're all going, remember that Pepe?
Does anybody remember Stefan de Vrij?
Oh yes.
France World Cup winner who came with massive expectations and flopped like a
lead balloon.
Penis without Viagra. It was just he went down quicker than a Dutch hooker. He was just off. He was gone. Yeah. No way. No to Pepe. Do you think his nickname's Salt?
Look,
See what I
you.
did
Hey, I
there?
tell you what, by the
See
way,
what Baz, don't take that joke away from us.
I'm
Just
not-
wait.
I'm not.
So, some of the viewers may not understand what I did there. Salt and pepper. You know,
What about Le Pew?
Sorry?
Le Pew.
Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew. Dear God. Go on, Baz.
Right. In the posh seats, beautiful, by the way, I had the best chips I have ever tasted in my life.
Wow.
Right. Salt and peppered chili chips. They were just outstanding. So kudos to the chef at Newcastle United. They were just unbelievable. Better than the burger. I wanted more chips. Burger was a bit dry. I was a bit gutted.
Anyway, thanks to Gordon Ramsay for the food update on the show.
Hey, everyone wants to know.
Kevin says, stop press news on Sky Sports News. Bruce has been appointed interim manager and Lee Chanley, assistant toilet sweeper, out at Man United. Oh, my God. Obviously, Zinchenko wasn't on the list. I'm not so sure about him, to be honest.
No.
One guy that was linked, actually, last week, I've still got my notes from my daily news stuff, you see. Axel Witsel from Borussia Dortmund, the Belgian
I thought
midfielder.
you were going to say something else there.
What, Axel
I
Rose?
thought we were
from
going
Guns N'
back to a
Roses?
Horseman joke there for a second.
No, we're not going there, Baz. No,
I
I
know,
see
but
where
not
you're going with
tonight.
that. Let's swiftly move on. Stephen, we'll start with you. Axel Witsel, is he somebody that could do a job for us? Bear in mind, he's now 30. He's 32.
Yeah, he may be losing his legs a bit being that age. I mean, there's probably Bellingham's probably in his position anyway at Dortmund. So for his age, I know he's still good for Belgium, but I think we could pick up better players than Axel Witsel and a bit younger than what he is like. So
yeah,
I would probably say no on Witsel.
Okay, Barry.
Oh, we need experience as well where we are in the league. So that springs to mind. Is he a short-term appointment to do a quick fix?
Yeah.
Maybe get him across and then get him to give the word to Bellingham to get him across. Bit of
You
a
mean
double
Bellingham?
standard, double agent. Bellingham.
Bellingham's
double
replacing.
standard, double.
Bellingham's in the Teesside, Baz.
It is, yeah, I know.
Bellingham's
But there's
replacing.
also... You know what I'm like with names, but
Baz,
double
you may as well
agent,
just
that's where
you
I
may as
would
well
like
just
it.
look at the screen and go, "Hello, ladies." You know what I mean? I mean, you are having a proper Sinclair the Night, sunshine.
That's why I give you the show, you see, because I just can't host it as well as you.
I'll give away. Rick says, "Hi guys, great game that was. I'm a Bees fan. You will stay up, no bother."
I'm glad he's confident.
I wish I had your confidence, Rick. But thank you for the comment, matey, and thank you for watching the channel. Please subscribe. Anthony
Great
from
guys,
Ajax.
by the way, the Brentford fans. They were fantastic.
Oh yeah, they were brilliant.
I met up with a
Fantastic
few of
support.
them in the pub beforehand. Who was the guy who was on my show on the Friday night? He was a really nice guy, Robin. And the people we met.
Yeah,
in the pub,
he was on my channel as well, and I thought he spoke very well. So
he was a good guy.
Yeah, they were good guys. Anthony from Ajax would be amazing, says Skyline.
Rapid Brazilian
Good
striker.
name.
Really rapid.
Is he? I don't know
oh, yeah.
anything about him, to be honest. I've never seen
Yeah,
him.
he's young. He's only 22, 23. I don't know how old. He's not very old, but yeah, he'd be a risk though. Be a real
This is
risk.
why Overmars would be good because he knows these sort of players. He's
Yeah.
brought them through, hasn't he? So,
I mean, Ajax has done it for years, though, haven't they? Bringing
Oh,
these
exactly
players through,
that.
just
That's how it's
incredible
evolved,
academy. Guys, we've got about 15 minutes left of the show because Barry's got to get up at 5, so he's told me finish at 10 prompt.
well, I
so-
can leave at 10. You can carry on.
It's fine. It's fine. Please do hit the like button if you're enjoying the show. And if you're new to the channel, like what you see, please do consider subscribing. You can donate to the channel by hitting this $sign at the bottom of the live comments to make a super chat donation. That is entirely up to you, though. So thank you in advance if you do. And also, go and subscribe to World of Sport TV, which is now partnered with the Toon Review on a Monday night. So the Horsemen will be over on World of Sport TV next Monday. But I'll
And you
mention
can be
that
as
more at the
dirty
end
and
of the
as
show.
rude and as stupid as you want to be.
Jesus, Barry. And also go and subscribe to PD Proudlock's channel and Stephen's channel, which is One Newcastle. I will put their descriptions down after the show. Make sure you go and subscribe to them all. Fantastic channels.
Have we got any answers to my question?
Not yet, matey.
Really? Lazy
Baz,
gits.
we've got a lot of comments, mate. We've got a lot of comments.
Right, fair enough.
I'm not even sure where we are on these comments,
Shall
to
we
be
put that
honest.
up? I'll put the question up on Twitter instead, and we'll see the answers in the morning.
I'm reading
That'd be a
comments
good
from
idea.
10 past 9, Barry. That's how far we're
Jesus.
behind. You know, there's a lot come in, mate.
Have we?
I'm a yes to Witzel, by the way.
You're a yes to Witzel.
Absolutely. Fantastic player.
Yeah, I am as well.
There we go.
I'm not. I'm going to sit on the fence and say 50-50, so I'll give him half a point.
I'm the leader.
We covered Adam Traore, yeah?
Adam who?
Traore. Watford. Wolves.
Adama
Honestly,
Traore.
I'm so tired.
It's Adama, not
Traore.
Adam.
I know, but it's spelled Adam in it almost.
Barry, what's going on with you?
I told you I'm
Right.
tired. It's been a long day.
You need a break. You need a Kit Kat, mate.
I need more than that. I'm telling you, had to go there, didn't you?
Sorry, mate. I don't know where that came from. It just came out my mouth. I don't know where. I don't know why I said that. To be honest, I do apologise.
So I get it all the time.
I had a chunky Kit Kat earlier.
Did you have a chunky
I
one,
love
Billy?
chunky.
Was it?
Yeah.
Love chunky.
I ain't been for a couple of days, so it's pretty chunky.
Christ. Moving on. Fair enough. That's a good name. Says Billy Gilmore. He's currently on loan at
100%.
Norwich, isn't he?
I like
Yeah,
it.
to get hold of, isn't it?
I'd rather have Gallagher though.
I think Thomas Tuchel's watching Gallagher very closely, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be going anywhere after this season.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Kevin says there Gilmore's a non-starter because he's on loan to Norwich till the end of the season. So it's not like we could actually bring him in January. I think everybody's trying to
Suppose unless
convert Rick, the Brentford
Bought
fan,
him
into a Newcastle fan. You want Baz?
For the sake, you not buy him out of the loan deal and then do him that way, or is that just not?
I
something
think
that's
that
an
would
option?
be. I think that would be shithousery at the highest level, Baz. If we were to do that,
It's a good way
Norwich
of
City,
screwing
Norwich
your
City's
opposition over,
desperately
though, isn't it?
struggling against relegation. Newcastle come in and not only do they sign him, but they buy him out of his loan contract at Norwich. That would be a right shithouse. I wouldn't mind it though. I wouldn't mind it.
We weaken the opposition to strengthen us. Hey, I'm all for it.
Hey, you never know. You never know. Julie wants to know what's the prize, Baz, a 12K watch.
Loads of clapping emojis.
Yes. Thomas, man, nick off, will you? Julie, I think it's a £6.10 watch. Nobody's mentioned Nicholas Sula.
Casio.
Oh, okay. Do you remember? I love those old
I
Casio
love
digital
Casios,
watches, man.
yeah.
Used to buy them from Argos Jewelers for £5.
And they
They're
used to
about
get them in
60
Kinder
quid
Egg
now, you know,
surprises,
them
didn't you?
watches.
What?
Aye, they're outrageously
Jesus
priced.
Christ.
Jason's on about Nicholas Sula. He has been linked.
Yeah,
They're playing
Oh,
late.
yeah, for Bayern Munich, yes.
He won't sign a new contract. The talks are breaking down over a new contract of buying, so it could be someone to keep an eye on in January.
Yeah.
Could he do better though?
But isn't Sula injury prone? I know he's had a lot of injuries lately, so I'm not sure if he would be a. Just sign Connor Cody for the love of God. Just get Cody in. You know, we don't need any other defenders. We could play Cody as one at the back. And then play like
Lose your
9 up
defensive
front.
fragility there, Paul. You lose our defensive fragility if you go play one at the back.
I think we would, mate. I'm getting a bit carried away, but never mind. Michael says, PD, have you got the new retro top that was released?
No, I haven't got it yet.
It's £75,
Looks good.
isn't it?
What?
45 now, it's been reduced, hasn't it? With this
Oh,
sale that's on.
I'm going to buy one
That
if
was
I can fit into my
25% sale on, I think.
size. You know, they don't
Looks
do
good,
six. They don't do, see Castore. I mean, you know, the very sort of tight fitting tops across the shoulders. You know what I mean? It's like the tight on, you know, the tight on me guns, Baz. You know what I'm saying? The tight on me guns.
I think
Billy,
Billy
you
can,
know what I'm talking about,
Billy
man.
know it's all right. I'm
Big
skinny
guns.
as anything, aren't
I've got a couple of cannons on my arm.
Ginger says, hang on a minute, Barry. Amanda doesn't make the signings. Emenalo will when he's hired.
I? This is true, but they've got to start a list now, though, haven't they? And be
Yeah.
ready for January because this director of football's taken a while. So they'll all sit down in a meeting and all decide on. And even Eddie Howe will have a say. So it all depends on what he wants as well.
Oh, we've got an answer. We've got an answer, Barry.
Ooh, come on then. Ooh.
But first of all, Jason's come in with a comment. Prize is £6.10 and a trip on the M4. I think you meant the M6, Jason.
M6.
You got the wrong motorway, Sunshine. You've had a Sinclair. You've had a Sinclair.
And where will the
Elite-
M4 take you? To Bristol.
Does it really?
I think so.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
I don't think that's at all, though. Elite Salesman has the first answer, Baz. He's gone with Benzema, Raul, Del Piero, and Robben.
2 out of 4.
Oh.
But he's not going to say who the 2 is because that would just be wrong. Fair enough, says Ian Robin is the Dutch scorer. We're not giving the answer away if you've only got 1. You have to have the 4.
Got a 4.
Jason says, Robben, I was thinking about Ruud van Nistelrooy. It has to be the 4 players. Kevin says, agree, Paul. Longstaff was shite. Hayden should have come on. Fitness was improved 15% on Saturday. Normally blowing out of our asses after 60 minutes and against Brentford, who aren't no slackers. I was actually impressed with Brentford, the way they played football. I have to say.
Brilliant.
But I'm a big fan of their manager, Thomas Frank, to be honest. He's done fantastic with you.
Definitely.
Right, another answer, Barry, from Tangy. Tangy shouldn't win, seeing as his Jordan Pickford comment. Even if he's right, you're going to say wrong here. Tangy says, in Spain, it was Raul, Italy, Inzaghi, France, Benzema, Holland, Van Nistelrooy. Yay! Tangy is the winner.
Probably
Well
Googled
done.
it, though, didn't he? I bet he Googled it.
Yeah. But listen, when I do eventually do a quiz show on this channel, you'll basically be joining me on the screen and you'll have literally 5 seconds to answer. So you won't be able to find it in 5 seconds. I have a little countdown clock, or I might just have, John Sinclair sitting in the corner going, hello, ladies. Can you imagine that, like an alarm clock like that? That would be incredible. What about Jonathan Tarr, says Luke?
Leverkusen, isn't he?
Yeah, centre back.
Yeah.
See, there's so many centre backs that we could go for that are better than Tarkovsky.
If we signed all these centre backs, we wouldn't have to worry about strikers, though, would we?
True. They're not better than Conor Cody. No way. But they are like just under his level.
Not Conor Cody obsessed, Paul.
Look, the reason, right, is I've watched a lot of Wolves videos and paid attention because I do my research, right? I like to do my research and I like to see like how captains actually perform. Conor Cody is an out-and-out captain. He's a leader off the pitch. He's a leader on it. You can see him shouting at the players when Wolves play. Who, by the way, what a result against West Ham that was. So, I think we're going for leadership here and somebody who will kick ass and then put a shoulder around you if needed, put an arm around your shoulder if needed as well. So, for me, he's top quality. Troll says, we need pace in the defence. They are too slow and have a feeling Tarkovsky is slow. He is. Conor Cody, 1 at the back. There you go. Problem solved. Brian Johnson.
The owners have come out and they've said they're going to bring in Premier League proven quality as well.
Yes, they have.
So all these foreign players that we're talking about are going to be harder to get.
But I like what Amanda said.
I
like what Amanda said in our interview as well, though, Barry, when she was interviewed, saying that they wouldn't normally look too much into the January window to spend a lot of money. She says, but this is different. So, anybody who says we're only going to spend 50 million needs the head read, to be honest. Brian Johnson, met him on Friday. Of course, the lead singer of AC/DC. He won't mind me saying that. He was absolutely hammered on Friday. Took the piss out of me for falling down the stairs on the Monday previous. So thank you for that, mate. Kept tapping me on the shoulder that I'd injured. So thanks for that as well, Brian. He says, okay, Paul, great to meet you on Friday. Hope you're okay, mate, after the stairs incident, which we won't ever mention. Well, I just did. I didn't even read your comment. There you go. But it's a wonder you didn't fall down the bloody stairs at the Irish Centre, given the state you were in, matey. But it was great to meet you. Absolute great banter. He's a great guy, Brian. Absolutely great guy. Conser from Villa, Nick Pope from Burnley, Henderson from Manua, Kelvin Phillips from Leeds, Cody from Wolves, Robinson from Fulham, and Aarons from Norwich. That's a hell of a shopping list.
It is, isn't it?
There's some decent players on that list.
Either. Yeah.
Combs is a good shout, good cracking player, but I don't think Villa would sell him much.
Be interesting.
Pope would be a great goalkeeper, but again, there's that distribution problem, isn't there, with Pope? He's not great with his feet.
Yeah. I don't think
John's
Leeds will
got to
sell
scout him,
Phillips.
hasn't he, this week?
Yeah.
He thinks he has, anyway.
Jesus Christ, Billy, man. You can just imagine us. You can just imagine that phone call, Eddie Howe to Steven Gerrard. You know, it'll last about half an hour, and only 1 minute of it was a conversation, because the rest of it will be just Gerrard picking up the phone going, I thought it was fun. Jonathan Tarr from Bayer Leverkusen. Yep. You mentioned that he's been mentioned twice, actually. The Pizzas, Leicester City are a selling club. Look at Chilwell, Damari Gray, Maguire, Mahrez, Drinkwater, Kante. Go get Madison.
Yeah, but
good
they're
point, that. They have sold a lot of
price,
players.
though, aren't they? They're right price, though. They're overinflated everything that they sold. And they've done really well with the money they've got to reinvest it. I think they might struggle, though, because they're not going to finish top 6 this season, are they?
Madison isn't happy with us either at the minute. He's not playing week in, week out, and he is kind of good friends with Callum Wilson, which could be a plus point for us.
Yeah, they are best mates, actually. But then again, James Maddison is always injured. It's another one.
That's a harsh comment.
Ben Smith, what?
The one about Anderson being sold if Rafa was here. I thought that was a bit harsh.
Ooh. Yeah, but we know you're in love with Rafa, so you're bound to feel like that, Barry. Ben Smith says those stairs in the Irish Centre are a highway to hell. I'm talking about Brian's comment. Brilliant. Juice is good to see Dave Harrison and Paul calling a truce on Friday. Listen, me and Dave Harrison have great banter together, and Dave knows this. We are. You know, I think I actually said to Susan on Friday night, I said, me and Dave Harrison may as well be that Stadler and Waldorf out of the Muppet Show. You know, those two Muppets that sat in the theatre up in the thing and always moaned about everything. That'll probably be me and Dave. Julie suggested I do a show with Dave, but I am actually doing a show with Dave. He's doing the preview show with us on Thursday, and he's doing the match reaction on Saturday. So that should be interesting. Luke says, love Brian Johnson. Kevin says, Paul, is that really Brian Johnson from AC/DC? Is it really you, Brian? Really? It is. What about bringing... I thought that was on about the Gaza Strip there. What about bringing Gaza in? No matter what role you imagine what he would bring to the club and supporters.
Chicken and beer.
Chicken and beer and a fishing rod.
His health's not really good now, is it?
No, I don't think it is.
After all the drink he's been consuming.
I think he's doing better than he was, definitely. At the minute. I think for everybody that knows him, but I don't think they'd approach Gaza. I think there's other players that they're going to approach way before Gaza, to be honest. Robert says Trippier, Cody, Madison, Cantwell, and Vlahovic. Geordie wants to see Calvin Phillips or Calvin, whatever his name is. I was thinking more like a stairway to hell, says Geordie. Bazza, he got rid of Tony and Armstrong. I love you to bitch, Bazza, but Rafa, I know you would have him. Yeah, have him back. Of course he would. Have you made contact with Lee Gunner for a preview this week? No. Simple answer. Lee Gunner never gets back to you. You know, he's I don't know what, you know, he never ever replies. I have got an Arsenal fan lined up, but you know, get Brian Johnson on the channel. Right? Hey, listen, I want Brian Johnson to come on the fan forum tomorrow night. I think that would be elite with his big guitar and just give us a tune. Just scream like that. I have no idea where I'm going here. Robert says Max Aarons is a definite. James Ward-Prowse, there's somebody that we haven't mentioned tonight.
I would love him. But I thought he'd be on the list, to be fair. But
yeah, Julie says, thanks all, great show, and welcome again to Misfit, who is, by the way, Susan, my fiance. Eddie Howe wants Liverpool striker Origi for 20 million. Ryan says, Paul, I'd rather have Commander Cody than Connor Cody. Get Luke, the Arsenal fan, on the channel. He's always wanting to get on streams. Max Aarons is someone I would take. Kelly from Bournemouth as well. And Susan says, thanks, Julie. Right, we've come to the end of the show. I think that's been a fantastic first show for the Rumour Mill. We've had well over 250 watching all night, which has been absolutely fantastic. So thank you to everybody out there who's watched the first show, who's been commenting, super chatting. It's been brilliant to see people's opinions on who they would bring in. We'll be back with this show, The Rumour Mill, in 2 weeks' time because it's going to be running on this channel every 2 weeks. And on World of Sport TV, The Horsemen will be running every 2 weeks opposite to this one. So it's pretty easy to work out. One Monday it's going to be on here, The Rumour Mill. One Monday it's going to be The Four Horsemen. Now, Barry will be making an appearance, I think, on next week's Horsemen. Am I right?
Yes, I'm off. I'm off work, yeah.
Right. So when is Billy
I
Trey
think that's
taking
my
over
last
from
one.
you?
So next week will be my last one. And then what I'll do is I'll dip in and out when I can. So
Do
when
you know
I'm
what?
off work, go on.
It fills me with absolute fear, right? The fact that it's your last show for a while next week because you're going on maternity leave. He's not actually having the baby, but I'm calling it maternity leave. It's fearing me with dread, knowing, and I've seen some of the stuff that Barry has, mainly for his good mate John Sinclair next week. There is some very interesting stuff on Barry's phone at the moment, which you will all see next week. So what's going to happen is, it'll be the same format for the Horsemen. I'll be the host. We'll still have Peter. We'll have Baz, and obviously Billy Trey will be taking over from Barry when he's on maternity leave, and of course John Sinclair, if he comes back, he might be stuck in. We know he's in Italy with Susan Boyle at the minute, and he may not even come back. So, if I see one more picture of a fucking spaghetti bolognese, I swear to God, honestly, I mean, I've never. Oh God Almighty, man! And I like the way tonight he posted a picture of his lovely spaghetti bolognese, his can of Coke in a fucking wine glass. What is that all about? He pictured it, and it's a wine glass with Coca-Cola in it. I mean, he's living the big life out there. They're just absolutely. Jason says it's paternity leave for dads to be put. Jason, I have got 3 children, mate. I do know, but I'm just being sarcastic. It's
my God! I'm just looking at his photo. Oh my God!
Have you seen it? It's a can of Coke in a wine glass.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Just trying to fit in, isn't he?
Unbelievable.
Oh, I could see.
I suppose it wasn't cherry Coke.
Yeah. Plenty of Parmesan on there, I can see.
Oh, is there not? He's loaded it up with Parmesan. There's no doubt about that.
I can't go wrong with Parmesan, I must say.
Yeah.
He's loaded Susan Boyle with it as well.
Jesus, Billy, you'll get shot. So that is the end.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
2 weeks to get as many rumours, as many stats together, but we also want to try and start talking about other clubs as well. I think
it's like Stat or Steve now has homework, isn't it? He's got to get all the stats for these players. So it should be interesting.
Helping them out.
Down to my shoulders this week because Wilfred, who's the other one, wasn't on here, so it was all down to me this week.
I know. But listen, guys, everyone, thank you very much for taking part in the show. Panel, it's been great to have you on, and great discussion as usual. Now, next week, as I say, Four Horsemen does return on the World of Sport TV. Keep an eye on Twitter for the links to that. But if you go now down in the description and see the link for Barry's channel, World of Sport TV, get subscribed to it, and then you'll get a notification of it's 8 o'clock anyway. It's a normal time. Also, like I said before, I will be putting the links to Peter's and Stephen's channel down in the description as well. Please go and subscribe to those guys as well. Great Newcastle United content on there as well. Peter hasn't ripped up any tactics or anything like that lately, but you never know. You never know. So go and subscribe to them.
How you liking them thumbnails have been doing? Have you been loving them?
Who?
Barry. I mean, that's Barry.
He's miles away.
Because Billy's part of the channel as well. I thought you were asking Billy about them. The thumbnails are fantastic because I'm crap at doing them.
Yeah, well, Billy does both. Sends me. Dave Harrison's just commenting there saying, I've seen some of Barry's pictures as well. Oh my God. But listen, if you're a fan of the Horsemen, keep an eye on Twitter, get subscribed, get the notification bell, all that jazz, and we'll see you next week on the Horsemen. Thank you very much to everybody tonight. If you have enjoyed it, please smash the like button for us. And also, if you're new to the channel and you like what you've seen, please consider subscribing to the channel. Big shout out to everybody for the support over the last few days, including the guys in front of me now on here. Absolute class them as my family, basically. Family and friends, they know. But thank you very much to everybody that's reached out. I really appreciate it. We will be back in 2 weeks' time with more Rumour Mill Show. Get your pints at the ready. Get your peanuts, Nobby's nuts at the ready. And we'll have another look at who's coming into Newcastle in the near future. But in the meantime, we'll see you on the Four Horsemen next Monday. Take care, guys. Good night.
Good night.